Mate, thanks for the video. Some good looking stuff there. Some really good looking stuff. This is working so much better. Okay, and the takeaway looks, almost there. If it's not there, it's no issue. We'll keep an eye on it, but it doesn't look like we need to think about it very much. Also, there's no sort of, especially with the driver, sort of changing that angle and rerouting the club and all that type of stuff. And the length of the backswing looks good as well. In terms of what we spoke about just before you went away, the completion of that circle through the hitting area and also standing correct distance from the ball, mate, it's all looking really fantastic. Really fantastic. Okay, so keep it up. I'm very happy. Let's just start off a little bit with sort of away from the swing, away from the range and the core stuff. So I'm talking a little bit about your rehearsals and your functional work. So we can see even with those little chippy sand wedges, okay, the rehearsal's good, and this is working, but it's still kind of all going together. Alright? So with those little sand wedge ones, okay, I want to be there, open, and then hit. Okay, so really open while the shoulders are back and the arms are back, open and hit. Okay, so that can be part of your warm-up. Alright? And then I want the rehearsal to change. So instead of the rehearsal being here, I want the rehearsal to be here. Okay, so your rehearsal can be take the club back, shut. Most importantly this, okay, so just don't disconnect. So your rehearsal can be take the club back to the waist height and then open without the shoulders and arms moving. So the new rehearsal is not the Manny Wolf one, okay, it's now Charlie's own one. Okay, so take away on line. Nothing there, okay, take away on line. That's our rehearsal now. Okay, you can't take it to the course yet, and you want to do that as your rehearsal on your range session next week, that's fine. Okay, just think about it, right? So instead of this, which is good, okay, I want that. Okay, so we're learning sort of the timing of it. It's earlier and it's without any deliberate arm pull. Okay, so do a bit of that to the warm with the sand wedges. So back straight and hold, separate and hit. Okay, obviously a bit harder than that, but that's fine. Alright, and then a little bit of too close to the ball, that shut and hold drill. And now we're just going to adapt the shut and hold, okay, to shut and clear, because it's really the clearing of the hip that holds the face. Okay, so a little too close to the ball, take it back, shut, clear, and then you hold off and follow through. Okay, so those are two little warm-up drills. Okay, then while we're swinging, okay, keep doing the same thing, alright, but one little drill to kind of start tying it into happening a little bit earlier and whatever, maybe synchronizing that a little bit better. Okay, but it's really good. So while we're swinging, okay, I see we've picked up a little bit of movement, a little bit of change. So forward bend is basically that angle there. Okay, the tilt of your back and the distance from the ball. Okay, so it's just changing a little bit. Somewhere here, sometimes a little bit later, but it's just changing a little bit. Okay, so when you're swinging, all right, yes, we're working on that sequencing, that change of direction. Don't worry too much about the takeaway. Okay. But we've just got to work a little bit harder on maintaining our original tilt, our original height. Okay, no changing of the spine angle, getting further from the golf ball. Alright, so we're just going to have to do a little bit of that. Right? Our draw is going to be, okay, release point draw. Okay, basically what it is, you can adapt this. I sometimes call this opposite direction draw, and I want you to think of it as opposite direction draw. Okay, but your release point, look, depending on your speed and your club and stuff, okay, your release point is somewhere here, 1.5 foot or so in front of the golf ball. That's the point where the wrist, arms, and club face all release and create a straight line. It's after the golf ball. Okay. Maybe with the driver it's a little bit earlier, but it's after the golf ball. So what we do with release point drill is to teach you to kind of release later, but it's also opposite direction drill. It's the same drill. But basically what happens is we start the club from here, from its release point. Okay, what I want you to do is swing back, and while you're going back, I want the hips to go forward. or around the left hip. Okay, so while you're going this way, okay, I want you to go that way and then while you're still going back. Okay, so release body roll, but opposite direction drill. That's what we call it, right? It's the same drill. Okay, I think opposite direction drill, you're focusing on that. Release drill, you're focusing on where you're releasing it. So for you, it's opposite direction drill. Okay, so set up, clutch starts about 2 foot in front of the ball. While you're going this way, the hips go the opposite way. Do not worry about the length of the swing or anything like that, just get some feel. Start off with half ones and then sort of 3/4 ones. Okay, actually let's do that. So let's do sort of 3 half ones, 3/4 ones. Okay, so do half one. Okay, you can see how early I went from the hip there. Okay, 3 of those. And then 3/4. Ones like that. Okay, and then your normal swings focusing on the same stuff. Okay, but we're just trying to control our height. No changing of the height, the forward bend and the shoulder plane. Okay, so keep that solid, and then just before you get to the top, you clear the left hip. Okay, so do the drill, 2 different lengths of that drill. Okay, and then you hit some focusing on that. Not that. Don't worry about the takeaway or anything. Just focus on that. Clear nice and early. Okay? And see what type of results you get. That's all clubs. Wedges, irons, driver, everything. Okay? So that's all I want you to do. Alright, I missed the functional thing there. So again, I was just talking a little bit about the rehearsal and stuff. Okay, but same thing with the functional stuff. Okay, so I mean, whether you're using a club or not doesn't matter, you're doing the exercises. Okay, but what I want you to think about again is now this part of the swing. Okay, when you're separating lower from upper body, I want you to really focus on the arms and hands. Okay, I want them staying sort of in front of the chest. Okay, so arms stay in front of the chest. Now when you separate, don't let the arms move. Okay, so keep them here at all times. None of this. Okay, so if you're doing little reps, right, so don't do it like this anymore. Alright, we're going to do it arms in front of us. Right, and leave the arms back there. Okay, that's what I want you to do with the functional stuff. And then obviously same thing with the functional stuff, leave it here. And separate through. Okay, got that? You can use sort of cables and stuff as well. If you do go down to the gym, okay, on the cable machine, obviously not as high as that, just at shoulder height, yeah? Okay, take it back and now move only the left leg and the left hip. Don't let the shoulders move and don't let the arms pull. Okay, and remember when you're doing any of those things, okay, do the equal amount on the other side. Now, when you're doing the other side, you don't have to concentrate so as much as you have to do them quickly, just to create some balance. Okay, so just do your. Okay, and then same with the cable. Righty. Okay, that's your work. Things are looking quite good. I'm very happy. So just change a little bit of movement. That's the biggest thing. A little bit of drill feels. Nothing too hectic. Okay. Obviously next week we're going to work quite hard. I've already planned your sessions and stuff for next week. And let me know how you play. Remember on the course, control that. Control your distance from the ball. Not too low and too far. Okay, and most importantly, don't stall. Okay. So yes, you can feel this. Yes, you can feel this. But most important on the course, okay, is to complete that circle. Righty. Okay. Let me know how it goes. And if you practice before Friday, and let me know if you need anything else. Thank you as always, my mate.